The killing of George Floyd while in Minneapolis police custody has sparked outcry with protests and demonstrations in cities nationwide. Carolee McGrath spoke with two local men, Tony Bass, the commander of the National Association of Black Veterans, Springfield, and Sam Bradley, the director of the Pan-African Historical Museum, who shared their sadness and anger and offered their perspective on the way forward.
Yes, when I first seen what happened to George Floyd on the television, I was shocked. I was very upset, and I couldn't believe what had happened. You know, here I'm seeing a guy go from life to death in approximately 8 to 9 minutes. That was, to me, that was appalling. And, you know, it made me think back to all the other people who got, you know, killed or murdered under the hands of the police. So when we got together and started, you know, marching and protesting and things of that nature, I was very much behind it.
Tony, after the killing of George Floyd, you know, police chiefs across the country came out pretty quickly. Police came right on board right away saying basically what Sam has said, that this is appalling. Did that surprise you?
Not really, because it was just getting to a boiling point, because in this day and age now that we have videos, cameras on our phones, and we're capturing incidences that probably happen more often than we think. And these are just the ones that we know about. Matter of fact, one just rose recently from another incident in Texas. So at some point throughout our history, it's been the same story. Once the people have had enough, they will rise and say enough is enough. And so I'm not surprised at all.
Talk a little bit about the protests. There have been many that have been peaceful. There have been many that have turned into riots where we have seen violence. You know, how would you advise young kids today, you know, who are frustrated and upset on the best way forward?
I don't appreciate or you know, tell them to be violent, but I would tell them what they're doing is right. Like I said before, they have to go out there and let their voices be heard. They have to go out there and so they can make a change. We have to, you know, tell them, you know, if they want to make a change, if they want to make a change, first they have to go out there and protest, peaceful protests, nonviolent protests. And then we hit them with the economic factor. You know, we have to start boycotting, you know, because once again, if they don't really appreciate or like lives, we know that they like dollars. So we have to hit them with the boycott and or start investing in our own race, our own self, and then we can make change to the legislator. And so you know, I tell them, but keep going on, because if they're only out there for a weekend or 2 weeks, nothing's going to happen. Martin Luther King did the bus boycott in 381 days. And after that, legislators have changed and he was successful. So that's what I would tell him. Have good staying power.
Tony, you were on the show actually with Sam back in January, and you were talking a little bit about a story of you and your brother back in 1968 after Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated, attending similar demonstrations here in Springfield. Could you kind of recount that story for us?
Back then in '68, after Dr. King was killed, it really, that was our savior, so to speak, in the Black community. When he was killed, it was almost like our hopes were dashed. And so same thing as the people today, you know, you have all this pent up hurt, energy, pain, and it just get to a boiling point. And so when Dr. King was killed, we lost our hope and we struck out violently. And so I was attending technical high school at the time, myself and my brother. And riots started in the cafeteria. And all I could think about was, where's my brother? Because he was a year and a half younger than I am. And one thing about our family was that our father always emphasized that we take care of each other with all that we have. That's how he grew up. his brothers. And so out of all the chaos, that was my main concern, was to find him, make sure he was safe, get him home unharmed, as well as myself. So it was a traumatic experience for someone that's like turning 17.
There was a prayer vigil last week held in Springfield. There were, several ministers, Catholics, Jews, many people there together, Muslims, praying for a change. Do you think that is going to be a component as the nation moves forward?
Yes, because prayer is our foundation. We've been doing it for over 400 years, praying. And if you, pray to God for a change is going to happen, and that's good that you say all those people from different backgrounds, because we need as many allies as possible. Back in the day when they had the riots and the protesting in the 60s, they had 98% of the people were Black. But now, because of our allies, we have almost, all 50 states and basically 12 different countries. So if they're all praying and praying to God for a better way, a better life, then it's going to happen. Because it's like I have this thing called the 4 L's. Listening, learning, leadership, and love. And if we get them listening, they will listen to what we're talking about, why the protest is going on. They're learning. They're learning what things that they can do. Leadership. We need great leadership all over the world, from city councilmen to mayors to state representatives, politicians, and even the president. In love, God is love. Everybody should love everybody. So we need a nice and peaceful country.
How do you avoid painting police officers with one broad brush, and how do you mend that relationship between people and authority that you were talking about? Because in the context of all of this, there have been incidents in the riots. There were 2 African-American police officers who were killed, one in Oakland, one was retired from St. Louis. On the other hand, there was a really beautiful a situation that happened in Louisville where protesters actually surrounded a police officer, kind of a younger guy who had been separated from the rest of the police officers there. And you really saw this coming together. How do you continue that mending between police and those they're trying to protect?
I would tell everybody to just slow down, okay? Once again, the rioting is basically getting out of hand. But if you don't riot, your voice can't be heard, okay? So they're trying to let their voice be heard loud and clear. But there's a way to do that. Not all cops are bad cops. Not all policemen and detectives are bad policemen. And so, and on the other hand, not all protesters are bad protesters. So you have some people, some of the protesters in there was there to cause violence, to cause looting and things of that nature. And so anger is contagious. So Black people, they're angry. And if somebody who wasn't even a part of it throws a rock through a window or fighting a cop just to get us riled up, it's contagious. And so they're gonna go and try to get involved. But I would tell them just to slow down and listen and talk. Once again, down south where I'm from, my family is the protection. My uncles is the sheriff. My cousins are policemen. So I understand. So I would just let everybody know that, we just have to sit down and we have to talk. And on the cop side, they have to be willing to listen to us.
And as you mentioned that, Dr. Martin Luther King, of course, led with love and said, as we talked about when you were on before, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hatred cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. Tony, I'm going to give you the final word on this.
And that's exactly what you're saying. Our races, our genders, coming together, young, old. This is a different situation than it was in this, because we are now entering a phase where we're incorporating total change in terms of our system. So, and as we move forward, these young people who are going to be the future, who are going to run in this country, have a greater sense of what it's going to take for this country to actually be the best that it can be.